ドジャースの大谷翔平投手は日本時間17日、敵地で行われたメッツとのリーグ優勝決定シリーズ第3戦に、1番指名打者で先発出場しました。敵地での初戦ということもあり、試合前のスタメン発表で大谷はメッツファンから盛大なブーイングを浴びせられ、完全アウェーの中で試合が始まりました。試合はドジャースの流れで進み、1点リードの8回1死1、2塁で迎えた第5打席で、大谷はライトポール際に打球速度 115.9 マイル、飛距離397フィート、角度37度の一発を叩き込みました。この一発で、試合を決定づけるダメ押し弾を放ちました。この日はスポーツ専門局、FOX スポーツが試合を中継し、実況を務めたジョー・デイビス氏は、
入った
と絶叫。
ランナーがいれば、翔平にとって良いことが起こる。
と、得点圏での大谷の活躍に注目していました。解説の殿堂入り右腕ジョン・スモルツ氏も、
この高さを見てくれ。
と、その打撃に驚いていました。また、試合後のプレゲームショーでは、アレックス・ロドリゲス氏、デビッド・オルティス氏、デレク・ジーター氏が大谷のホームランについて絶賛するシーンもありましたので、大谷の打席と合わせて日本語字幕付きでご紹介します。
All eyes right now on the biggest name in baseball as America's two largest cities squaring off in tonight's NLCS Game 3 in NYC. Dodgers and Mets coming up in 1 hour. Get your popcorn ready. Right now it's leadoff LA. Let's go.
Guarantees him that if anybody in the ninth inning gets up, it's a Dodger and it's Shohei Ohtani. That's why he's in the leadoff spot too. Not only the stolen base stuff, but who do you want up there if it's a one-run game or a tie game? You want him. So every slot in the batting order, you lose 20 positions over a course of a season, and you don't want to even lose.
Tom, let's talk Shohei Ohtani. I heard Alex talk about him a little bit. What is the Mets' approach going to be against him? Game 1, not so good. Game 2, Manaea, fantastic against him.
Yeah, well, breaking news, Shohei Ohtani, pretty important to the Dodgers. Put that in capital letters in the postseason because the Dodgers are 4-0 when he gets a hit in the postseason and 0-3 when he does not. The whole key is getting traffic on the bases in front of him. Ohtani has 16 hits in his last 19 at-bats with runners in scoring position. That's flat out ridiculous. Base is empty. The Mets can be much more careful pitching to Ohtani, and we're seeing that in this series. 34 pitches the Mets have thrown to Ohtani, only 4 on the inside part of the plate. Now tonight, the Dodgers like this matchup in Ohtani's favor against Severino. Ohtani is 3 for 6 in his career against Severino. One of those hits, a home run on a fastball inside.
Joe, by now you've probably seen the stat. Shohei Ohtani is 0 for 19 with the bases empty, 6 for 8 with runners on. It's interesting, but it's nothing more than a baseball oddity. The real issue, as Ohtani said yesterday, is that hitting is more difficult in October, when teams face better opponents and their opponents' best pitchers. In Ohtani's case, we're talking about Yu Darvish, Sean Manaea, Tanner Scott, and others. Tonight, he's up against Luis Severino, a righty he has hit well in the past. It seems inevitable that at some point, Ohtani's results will start to turn.
Ohtani's coming up with runners in scoring position. Different guy. First time today. He remains hitless in this postseason with the bases empty. He remains nearly unstoppable with runners on base. Still an anomaly, or?
Yes, yeah, 100%. It becomes a lot more mentally challenging to deal with the questions than the reality that it won't last.
With the 0 for 3 today, postseason average down to 200. Look what he's done with runners in scoring position back to early September. 16 out of his last 19. Typo numbers. There's a towering drive down the line. Ohtani's broken through. It is gone. A majestic home run into the second deck. 7-0 LA. Guys on base. Good things happen for Shohei Ohtani. That thing went a long way.
That went a long way and didn't hook enough to even have a chance to go foul, and right away. That ball was close to hooking foul. I think it's so high, it's going to be tough to overturn. See how high that is and where that ends up? I mean, that ball I think, pretty much is fair, but they're going to look at it because they can.
Dodger fans been waiting for him to do that. His first home run since his second at-bat of the postseason.
So when you see numbers like that, the overreaction would be, well, why are you batting him leadoff? Put him in his place where there might be runners on. But again, that won't last the whole postseason.
Look at him giving him a hard time as he gets the monkey off his back a little bit there.
Down and in slider. And perfect swing.
54 during the regular season, now 2 in the postseason for Ohtani. So Ohtani's 56th home run overall this year draws the familiar celebration, the sunflowers to the face, and at the watch party back in Los Angeles, the Dodger official watch parties at the Dome. So cool. At Cosm. Yeah, that is amazing. Shared reality experience. You go, you get a ticket, you sit there, and it's like you're at the game. They're dedicated cameras at the game to bring you this realistic view of sitting there watching the game, and you get to listen to John Smoltz still.
I was getting ready to say, in the future, can we just be there?
Call the game from there?
That's a cool experience. I mean, technology has gone places where people get to see things as if they were right there.
Pretty good. The Dodgers doing all this without Shohei Ohtani. And then all they had to do was get a couple runners on, and he hit one literally to Midtown. I mean, just an absolute bomb, a three-run shot. And it's amazing, right? When the base is empty, nothing. He's been quiet. Runners on, you can't get him out. I mean, just unbelievable.
He go for the steak, Kevin. He go for the steak.
He likes the steaks. The ribeye steaks. RBIs for those not familiar with the term. But it is, you know, they haven't had to, I know he hit the one that went a mile, but they haven't had to rely on him as much. And they get a win without him, essentially. That's really big for the Dodgers.
Well, maybe the biggest hit of the night was the last one by him, because he's been a little bit sleepwalking the last 6 games. And that home run, just like Judge's home run, all these guys, all they need is a little bit of a gap. And he points in the dugout like he maybe told somebody, I'm going to go deep. He hits it to the moon, Kevin, like you said, to Midtown, and off he goes.
One thing I like about Ohtani, it doesn't matter if he's going off or whatever. He's swinging. He's not taking pitches. You throw him a strike, he's swinging. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes as a hitter, you get concerned when things are not going well and you want to get picky. He's the opposite. He continues swinging, and he's just going to make it happen.
Sometimes it's a feel. You know, it's you put pressure on yourself because you want to deliver, you want to come up big, and you just can't find it. Maybe that clicks for him. Same thing with Aaron. You said maybe they carry that into the next game. But, look, Ohtani's going to hit. I mean, I guess the way to get him out is just have no one on base.
Yeah. Shohei, some call him Shani Ohtani. You call him whatever you want. The guy.
No, we saw good production from the bottom of the order in order to manufacture some runs, and there was a lot of buzz about Shohei Ohtani and his bumpy first ever postseason. How nice was it for him to put the nail in the coffin and get that done tonight?
It was huge. His numbers with runners on, with runners in scoring position, have been a joke for like the past 3 months now, and he kept doing that. I wasn't able to get on base the first 2 at-bats for him. The third one, I hit the homer, so I wasn't on base, and then my 4th at bat I was able to get on base, and we saw what he did, and I'm glad that he was able to to hit that ball, and I'm hoping that he goes home feeling good about his swing and he gets locked in again.
And then just what have your impressions been after a full season, I guess, with playing with Yamamoto?
It's been awesome, man. It's really been awesome the way he goes about his work. But that's awesome. But the thing I really like the most is his head on his shoulders. He doesn't get down. He gets excited with the boys. But if he doesn't pitch well or if something happens, he doesn't let it get to him. You know, he really refocuses and gets back on track. And you know, I think he had a little nerves maybe early in the postseason. But you know, right after that, I mean, you see how dominant he can be. And so I'm glad he's on our team.
Aside from Shohei as a baseball player, being with him for the last 7 to 8 months, what have you learned about him as a person?
He's a regular guy. You know, he's just a regular dude just like you and me. He just has a superpower that you and me can't do. So that's pretty much it. But yeah, he's a normal dude and goes about his work just like everyone else. And I wish I could explain something he does different, but he doesn't do anything different.
What's his sense of humor like? What does he do that cracks you up?
What does it? I mean, he has little one-liners. He has little one-liners through conversations. Sometimes when we start talking, it may get a little too fast. But when he understands it, he has little one-liners that he'll come out of left field with. But other than that, I mean, Show is a pretty cool, calm, collected. He just kind of sits and chills and does his thing.
All right, thanks, Mookie. Appreciate the time.
All right, guys.
Francisco, when Ohtani was in here, he was asked about you, and he mentioned you seem like a good guy and you smile a lot. But he also said he does feel some sort of connection with you in the way that you're both trying to really lead your team to a World Series here and a championship. And just wondering what you've played against him plenty, but what aside from the obvious incredible talent and what he can do, what are some things you see about his game that, player to player, that you admire or that you notice?
I admire his shoes. He's got cool cleats. I admire the ability to stay within himself. He's a guy that from day one has had a lot of pressure on him. I've been a lot of eyes and cameras on him, and his ability to stay within himself and to not get too big, and to stay the course. That to me, that's brilliant. He's done a fantastic job of everywhere he's gone. He has managed to maneuver himself the right way, and he plays the game the right way. I respect that. I feel like he respects his peers, whether they're wearing the same uniform or the other uniform. And it's been fun to watch him come into the league and become as good as he has.
Let me ask you this, a little Shohei Ohtani showing out a little bit, showing some emotion, some excitement. Talk a little bit about what you've seen from him. And I think it's a delight seeing him going out there and bringing that emotion, man. I love every second of it. I think it's like a joy, actually. It's nothing that, trying to show off to the other team or try and hurt them. I just think it's him being in his natural stage.
Yeah, it's the whole regular season. You might have seen like one or two moments where he showed some emotion, and those were obviously big time moments. But the whole postseason, he's been living it up. He's been eating up every single second of it. It's been a lot of fun to watch. You can definitely tell that he's been really striving to play in this type of atmosphere, and to see him finally be able to get it, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun being his teammate in it. He is. He's definitely been really enjoying being in the postseason. It's something that every player strives to play for, and for him to be able to finally get it has been, it's just been a lot of fun to watch. And the emotion he brings is, it's really cool when you see one of the absolute superstars in this sport, bring that type of energy and emotion into the game. I think that's what the fans want. It's what the game wants. It's a lot of fun, and he's doing it the right way. He's not ever looking at the other team, the other dugout. He's always celebrating towards us. He's doing it always the right way, and it's been a lot of fun to watch.
16 for 19. 16 for 19 with runners in scoring position. What does that mean to you as an active player? Because I said this is like video game, like cheating type of stuff. Shohei's not cheating. Sorry, I should. This is video game. This is video game stuff. Like, you don't go 16 for 19 ever. You don't go 16 for 19 in BP sometimes.
I mean, Shohei as just a player is almost like you're playing MLB The Show and doing create a player and you're maxing out all the stats and everyone's like, oh, come on, that's not realistic. But like, that's basically what he is, He hits the ball harder than anybody. He runs faster than anybody. When his arm's healthy, he's throwing it harder than anybody. He's just an absolute unicorn of a player. And, that's in terms of the 16 for 19, that's just telling me we got to make sure that we're on base a lot more for him than what we are.
Yeah, true.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, if you're 8 or 9, in the lineup, you're like, yo, anything to get on.
Please hit me.
Because we know I'm coming home.
試合後、ムーキー・ベッツがインタビューに応じ、走者がいない場面で打てないとされる大谷についての質問に対して、
なぜみんなが話題にしているのかわからない。彼はフィールドで最高の選手だ。走者がいない場面で打っていないなんて誰が気にするんだ
と語りました。さらに、
彼が打席に入るたびに誰もが彼のことを知っていて、何かが起きると期待する。それが問題だね。彼は何度も期待に応えることをやってのけた。20打席、人間だっただけだ。それが大谷翔平だ。
と、騒がれていることに対して冷静にコメントしました。ご視聴ありがとうございました。これからも大谷選手のさらなる活躍から目が離せません。チャンネル登録と高評価をよろしくお願いします。皆様からのコメントもお待ちしております。